I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pray you please bow your head for prayer. Dear Lord, first and foremost, thank you so much for the moisture. Much needed and appreciated. Please watch over the actions of this board tonight so we do what's best for our community and in your eyes. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Reading and approval of the minutes from April 4th, please.
Motion to approve and suspend the reading.
Okay, and also for the equalization?
Equalization.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Wolf, second by Hack. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Any changes, additions, corrections? Okay.
Move to approve the agenda.
Motion by Stern,
Second.
second by Hack. Discussion. All in favor of this agenda say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Jared, are you on?
Yes, sir. Jared and Grant from Moore Engineering.
All right, guys, you're up. You're on deck. You're up to bat.
Okay, thank you. So a lot of the same to report as the last meeting, but as far as construction goes, that snowstorm threw us for a curveball, and no work was really completed in the last week, and I'm not sure if any is going to be. Maybe a little more of the indoor work. And he's on site doing removals. All 3 wells have been properly plugged and abandoned. They probably got 150 feet of water main done before the snow hits. So we do have an application for payment for CAN, $40.60. Page number 2, 3, and 4 of your engineer's report is a copy of that partial payment estimate for those guys. Our engineering does recommend approval of that payment for TANs. Still no payments for the other 2 contractors, B&G Electric and DN Tanks. So only work to date has been done by TANs, and that's kind of what we expected from the schedules. Any work or any question related to the work that's happened so far on the water project?
I don't think so, Jared.
Okay, all right. Next thing I have on my list then is Expedition Estates. Mentioned last month, I didn't know much. I did reach out to Darryl Worrell, from Williams Building Company. He's finishing up a project on the East Coast, but he did, and I did then write an email to their attorney, just kind of checking on things, just to check the status, and from what he was understanding, just like you and everybody, is that things were resolved and that their intention was to hire BEK to do the work, but I don't think any contracts are signed or any schedules are approved just yet. But he did reiterate that they do have some interested clients and customers, and they're going to get this resolved fast so that they can take advantage of the construction season. That's all I know. Nothing definitive, but if they email the schedule, I'll send it to you. Really the only other thing is page 5 and 6 of your packets is a copy of a very simple plan set that we put together. This is the water main on Bluegrass. We have the freezing trouble. Working with Dan, emailing back and forth on this to try and make sure we get the scope of this covered. It's difficult, you know, we know where there's freezing, we know where there's sandy soil, we can test gate valves to confirm depths, but this is our kind of our best guess at the moment of the limits of the shallow water main. our inspector it's back up there, gonna try and check some of the gate valves, east, west, north, south here to try and confirm some of those depths. But in the meantime, we did send them to TAND, that's quote lower and insulate water main here. It's about 300 feet of water main. I guess it's scalable up or down, but at this moment we don't know cost. I've just sent that to TAND, get a price, and hopefully I'll be able to talk more intelligently at the meeting in 2 weeks with some costs in hand.
Okay. And you heard today that water is running out of the main now? People are hooked up to the main and it's flowing?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yep.
Okay, so get that temp water. Did they shut the temp water down, or do I need to tell TAND to get it shut
As
down?
far as I know, they shut the temp water down. They haven't removed the pipe. They said
Okay.
that TAN would do that, but they have all the residents up and running.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, well, I mean, as far as my report goes, that's my report. Just some follow-up items coming still. We'll have a construction meeting tomorrow morning, regular meeting for the water project, so those that want to attend certainly can. Otherwise, we'll either stand for comments, questions, or sit on mute unless there's something else.
Okay, thanks, Jared.
Monty, do we need to approve that?
Yep, number 3.
What was the amount again, one more time?
$80,040.60.
So moved.
A motion by Hack to
Second.
pay the TAN payment number 3 of $80,040.60, seconded by Wolf. Discussion. Roll call.
Hack.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Pillar.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. Thanks, Jared. All right, 5B. Alley title on here. Monty placed some notes on this as well. Mark Olson asked us to be put on the agenda to make sure the process is, or Mark Nelson, not Olson. Make sure this process is continuing forward. Anything new, Monty?
Not from my end.
Pat?
Patty first pass.
Well, I'll tell you this, all the delays have been from my end so far, and I struggled at first with the notion of a potential conflict because of my law office preparation of several of the deeds that are going to be brought into the case. And I took it upon myself to reach out to another attorney to see, first of all, if he would be interested in pursuing this on behalf of the city and explaining the situation. And it's real clear that, yeah, I do have a conflict. So if it proceeds, it's going to be with another attorney. The one that I've been conversing with is Howard Swinson, who we've used before, former Grand Forks City attorney, and represented us in another case here. He's worked with Monty before. We're still in the process of discussion. He's just looking at documents now and answering some, or asking some questions about things before making a decision. He's been through one recently in Castleton where he represented the city there, and something similar, he said, and he said ultimately the city prevailed, but it was very costly. And he didn't know if the cost-benefit ratio made it worth it. But
Yeah.
That's often true in legal cases. So that's where that's at. It's off of dead center at least. So.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? You know, I was through that alley last Tuesday before the snow, but this issue is starting to permeate down the alleyway. You can see other residents starting to approach into the alley more and more. You almost have to go like this down that alley now. It's you can't do it today, but if you get a chance here next few weeks to drive through there and get your own opinion. But I think I don't know what it's going to cost us, but I think it'd be beneficial to get it cleared up as much as we can. So thank you, Pat, for working on that. All right, we have no requests under 6A. All right, 8A, building permit for Mercer County Housing Authority.
Okay, yeah, they requested a permit to add 5 additional garages at Crescent Manor on 7th Street. Lauren, our building inspector, has had a chance to review them. He has no concerns about it. They're still in the process of bidding this project, so it isn't certain that it will go to construction this year or not. But basically, they just wanted the approval, so when necessary, they can do the building permit and we'll charge them out for it based on their costs.
Monty, where exactly are the garages going? Are they on the
They'll be right on the north side of the current garages. They'll basically be one long row of 10 units,
Okay.
10 garage
Okay.
units.
continue towards the softball diamond then?
Yep.
Pat?
Monty, have they actually presented a building permit?
Not the permit itself.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can approve what isn't in existence.
Their plans.
Yeah, I think you should wait until they actually submit it. I mean,
Okay.
certainly
Yeah.
you can say give your opinions on it, but I would recommend waiting until they submit the actual permit.
Yep.
Are they talking about adding concrete then too, Monty, in
Yes.
the driveway?
Yes. Yeah, it'll basically be similar to what they have there now, but it'll just be farther to the north.
Okay.
They'll have the same size pad from everything that I saw. You know, it'll extend as far east as the current pad does.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I do have one question on that, and this could be something totally relevant to the city, but is that why they have manor parking signs on the east parking?
Yeah, because they own that whole spot. Yeah.
The whole concrete
Yeah.
footprint.
Yeah, that's all on their lot.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, under reports, 9A, water sewer.
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Streets, Jason, anything going on in the streets?
No, not much. No, just a couple quick things today. We took care of all the, as we speak, they're on the hospital road from their Munt's house going east. Main and all the finger streets off of Main are currently done. That was Wind Road that was put in the middle. I talked to Dave probably 4:15. Since everything was running good, they wanted to finish them. A couple shear bolts throughout the day got broke, but other than that, everything was running good. And I just want to publicly thank all of our guys that we contracted to hire onto the skidders, the community, the city workers. We did a bang-up job considering 24 plus inches of snow in 3 days. Does it stink? Yeah, but it's moisture. So that is all I have for right now. Hopefully we don't have any more bad, although I hear we potentially might have another foot coming this weekend. I hope it's in the form of rain.
Not a foot of rain.
No, not a foot of rain, but in moisture, yeah. Foot of snow, rain instead. No, I know there's not a foot of rain.
You wanna mention the frog on that, on the payloader blade?
Oh, yes. Oh, I don't remember what evening, day, shift,
That was Thursday morning, you and I were
Thursday morning?
driving, Yeah,
was it?
I think so.
On our oldest one-way. We went past the cutting edges, probably after working a night shift. And verbally, Jerry and I opted to go with, we had two different forms of quotations via verbal from Free. Fix it with basically put in the structure, which is just gonna be as good as fixing it the right way. The first one that we verbally discussed about and approved was $2,500, and it'll be done Wednesday or Thursday this week. The second option was $5,000. I don't think sticking $5,000 into that one way was worth it. Well, Jerry and I both said. So
So the one way is the angle blade on the
Yeah.
payloaders. We have two of them, the older one broke, and we have two options.
so
Three options, not fixing it all, spending
Yeah.
$2,500 or $5,000, so, yeah. And Jason and I were together at the time when Dave called us, and
Yeah.
Free Cargus was on site saying, here's what it'll take to fix it, so, yeah.
I mean, Dave talked to Monty and everything was, so, if that's okay, it's in the works. So, other than that, I don't have, I'm gonna call Dave afterwards to see if we're gonna try and punch through any streets where Schneider's, Elmwood's Drive to widen with the snow blower. We tried it on, can't remember what morning that was, and we plugged the snow blower cell. I'm thinking maybe we could probably get through it now, just to widen things out. Fayette Drive was the third one. That's probably the worst. North Fayette, so. I'm thinking we'll probably get on that sometime this week, so. Anyways,
Any questions, Jason?
I have a question. So on the purchase of, or the fixing of it, the $2,500, is that an amount that is okay for Dave to approve? Or do we have to approve it by the board? Is that over his limit?
Yeah, that's why he called us.
But you
He
need
didn't have
board
to call us.
approval, it's only two of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it shouldn't have been
No.
done, but I'm saying, do we need to approve it now?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Because there's only two of you that approved it, isn't it a board approval? Because it's
Yes.
over his limit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
the only reason why we went that way, but yes, we can vote on it, is
No.
because we were in the thick of.
yes, and I understand that, I don't expect you to wait for a board meeting to come in
Right.
and say, but it should be approved by the board so that you two didn't approve a $2,500
Yeah.
purchase, which is over your spending limit. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree, that's
Yep.
proper way to do it,
Yeah,
so.
so I make a motion to approve
Okay,
the fixing of that.
okay, we have a motion by Wolf to approve the $1,500 or $2,500 fixing of the frog on the blade.
Second,
Second by Hack. Discussion.
What's the difference between the two fixes? You guys never explained that at all,
The-
besides the price.
Free said the new fix, which would have took longer, was to order a brand new piece for it. Otherwise, Free fabricated his own piece and built it on himself. And like Jason said, it was the older of the two blades. If it was a newer one, probably worth putting that money into, but for $5,000, you can, that'd go a long way to buying a new angle blade. And so that's why we made that decision. Okay, motion is second. Roll call.
Wolf.
Aye.
Hack.
aye.
Pillar.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried. Now, Monty, can that be submitted as part of our emergency snow declaration if we do get any funds? Can we?
Yeah.
Put that on there,
We'll keep
see.
track of all these costs, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good?
I think so.
All right, thank you.
Hopefully not to be continued.
Yeah. Finance busing.
I don't have anything this time.
Good, thank you. Police, fire.
I have nothing at this time.
Well, I know your policemen were quite busy pulling people out, patrolling, you know, they,
And it looks like they're also tagging vehicles that have not been moved before snow
okay,
fell. I saw
okay.
signs on the vehicles, so.
All right, Buster.
I'll take the pass.
Okay. And I just want to echo kind of what Jason said. I'm pretty proud of our crew. You know, there's a lot of communication between myself and Jason and Dave and Mike Freilich and the crew, and I thought they did a bang-up job considering what we dealt with in a short period of time. And then getting, what, 15, was it 15 contract?
We contacted 15,
Okay.
we had 10 working.
Good,
on
okay.
it.
So it was really nice to help those guys, and, you know, one of the other things in discussion through this Snowmageddon is, I would like to see us this fall work into our budget, a snow gate. You know, it worked pretty well to push this late season snow to the sides, except for these 10 contractors that cleaned up all the driveways that we pushed the snow in front of, because there was no way you're shoveling that stuff out of there, especially after it gets rolled into your driveway. So I think that's something that I'd like to see us do in the future here, is really look at one or two of those for our angle blades. Not saying that I want to totally revamp the way we do snow removal, but I think certain times it's a pretty practical way to go. So anyhow, where I live, my house, the back faces, I can see the hospital. I've got a scanner in my house, and watching the ambulance crews go out throughout the week and getting around town the way they were able to, I was pretty darn happy with what I've seen and heard. Talking to the mayor of Beulah, I was really happy with our crews. So pat on the back for those guys. They worked some long hours, and we appreciate it. Moving on to 10A, North Dakota Water Resource District meeting info.
Okay, basically, this is just informational, their upcoming meeting for July 12th, or 11th and 12th. So, I'm gonna say, it's just informational. If anybody wants to go, I can RSVP for them.
Okay. 10B, Main Street flower maintenance request. We all have a sheet here with what we've done in the past, and what the request is from the city.
They're again requesting a $2,000 donation to be used towards the cost of Main Street flower pots and the pocket park maintenance. And that is what we did provide to them in 2021 and 2020.
Okay. What the board like to do?
I make a motion to donate the $2,000 to the chamber.
Okay, motion by Wolf,
Second.
second by Hack. Discussion. Roll call.
Wolf,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Pillar, Stern,
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye, motion carried. Thank you very much. Okay, moving down to 11, old business. First thing we have is the Board of Equalization. So at this time, we're gonna thank you. Trying to find that damn word. We're gonna recess the regular meeting, and we will open the, reopen the Board of Equalization meeting.
Okay, I provided the minutes and you've approved the minutes of it, I guess. Today was contacted by representatives of TSC, just asking questions to clarify what their value was and what the change was. Again, as I had instructed you or informed you the other night, it had to do with their expiring exemption is why their value changed so much. So I haven't heard from them since. They did ask what the final day to appeal was. I said, well, we're meeting tonight, but you can always appeal at the County Board of Equalization as well. So
Okay.
I guess we're at that. So if there is any other comments from the public or you, we will be certifying the total of $167,808,150 for the value of the properties within the city.
Okay, hear anything from the public? All right, we already approved this?
No, you
No.
have not.
Okay. So at this time, then, since there's no comment from the community, we'll take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Dan.
Okay, motion by Pillar,
Second.
second by Stern, discussion. Discussion. Roll call.
Pillar.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, we'll now close the Board of Equalization meeting. That meeting is adjourned, and we will reopen the regular board meeting for April 18th. And that takes us down to 11B, Transit Operations Policy.
In our discussions of the transit position last meeting, there was no action taken on this policy. The only amendment to this was to do with the fact that previously we didn't have it stated that operators of the vehicles had to be employed city staff with the required training and certifications. This now does include that.
Okay.
Move to approve the transit policy.
We have a motion by Stern,
Second.
second by Wolf. Discussion? Roll call.
Stern.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Pillar.
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye, motion carried. Thank you.
And to let you know, the transit administrator position has been posted externally. We close it on April 29th at 5.
Thank you.
So I guess on that closing date, Monty, that maybe was gonna be like the 26th or something.
That's right.
But,
I have already published it the 29th.
Okay,
so
okay, no, that's no problem, okay.
we may have to take an extra week to get it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's no problem.
Okay, moving down to 12A, new business, emergency declaration. And so you can see that we did do a declaration, last time we did this in 2011. So we now need to formally ratify this as a board. Mike, you need a roll call on this, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll do a motion.
Are
and a
you
second
extending it or just leaving it for the 7 days? Because generally they expire after 7 days unless approved by the full board, so I guess if you want to extend it, you would need an action, otherwise it'll just expire.
Okay.
So if it expires, we risk the chance of not getting monies.
No,
No.
no, you still have it declared.
But it would end tomorrow, right?
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday morning, okay.
Yeah.
So if we extend it, we could extend another 7 days in case we have another event that we need to use overtime, extra fuel, hire contractors again. Dan, did you have something?
Does it hurt us to extend it?
No.
Not at all.
Since none of us can predict the future in its entirety, but it does sound like the forecast might bring it in this weekend, I guess I would make a motion to go ahead and extend it. What is it, for 7 days? Is that what we can do, Monty?
You can extend it as long as you want. If you want to go 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, whatever.
If we extended it today, ratify it for 7 additional days, we would have opportunity, if in a pinch, to do it again, correct?
If you met,
Right. So I'll make a motion to extend it for 7 days.
We have a motion by Pillar.
Second.
Second by Hack. Discussion. Roll call.
Pillar,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. All right, 12B, ARPA funding report.
I'm required to submit a report on behalf of the city regarding our American Rescue Plan Act funds. We can either do it as a lost revenue, and they've set a limit of $10 million where you do not even need to show the loss, and it makes the reporting requirements a lot less stringent, or we can specify a specific project whereby we have to keep track of all of the expenditures for that project and all of that. So I guess the League of Cities is recommending that smaller jurisdictions that aren't awarded up to the $10 million, it's in their best interest to just do the revenue loss and report it that way. And we will have annual reporting, but the reporting requirements, like I say, are a lot less stringent.
I guess I'm not real clear on what we can apply for, or what our losses would be.
They don't care. So long as it's not over 10 million, they really are not asking any questions. They're just saying, you can claim up to 10 million if that's what your award is, and you need no justification. You can then use it for anything that falls within the water infrastructure, the broadband, or anything like that, without having to specify each project and what costs are, and detail each cost on that project. And we're proposing, or we were awarded as part of this program 300 and, I wrote it down somewhere.
It was on here.
$382,000. So we're well under the 10 million where we would be having to worry about making a specific project. Like I say, we can do it. It makes no difference to me.
So I guess the way that this sounds is that we don't really have to show, I guess.
We don't have to demonstrate any revenue loss at all.
Buster?
Well, thinking ahead a little bit, in the event that we were to get the natural gas grant,
Totally separate.
well,
So it wouldn't, or if we didn't get the natural gas
or
grant.
that too, but
We're getting $382,000 no matter what.
Minimum.
For this.
Minimum.
No,
Max.
that is our maximum.
Okay.
That is our maximum. under
so
the ARP.
basically then you have the liberty to use it however you want then.
A lot more,
It's one of those categories.
a lot more latitude, yes.
Okay. Okay, and the thing that I'm thinking about is from the standpoint of infrastructure. Natural gas pipeline would be infrastructure.
We basically earmarked everything for the water tank project.
Oh, well then, end of discussion.
Yeah, because we were looking at the prairie dog funds,
Okay,
this
Yeah,
money,
okay,
and
that's
then
fine.
sales tax dollars to meet our share of the water project.
keeps it pretty simple.
So people are not confused that we're not gonna get $10 million.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Darn.
Yeah.
Monty, you want a motion to approve the funding, or we already have, haven't we?
Well, the funding is approved, I just need your direction on if we're gonna just claim the revenue loss, or if we wanna earmark a specific project.
And just claim the revenue loss will be a lot easier for reporting wise.
Yes.
Okay?
I say, not that I'm against doing the long report, but
Is that the email I got today?
that's part of it, yes.
Okay.
So you need a motion on that, or?
Yes, please.
So move to, just do the
Revenue
loss.
loss.
Yeah, the revenue loss.
Okay, motion by Wolf,
Second.
second by Hack, discussion. Roll call.
Wolf,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Pillar,
Aye.
Stern,
No.
Obenauer.
Aye. Motion approved. All right. That takes us down to public comments. 13. Anybody from the public or community have anything? Dustin, anything? Okay. All right. Hearing none, well, that moves us down to 14, approval of the bills.
Motion to approve the bills as presented, Dan.
Motion by Pillar.
Can I bring up one thing?
Oh.
They're not in the bills, but I did attach that sheet as the payments for the contractors that have reported their hours to me thus far. I'm only missing one, and as of right now, the total is $12,090. Wondering if you want to pay them now, and then we would only owe that one yet at the next meeting, unless you want that prepaid once he reports. And then you would approve that at the next meeting as a prepayment.
What the board like to do? I have no problem
Those
paying.
are-
I have no problem paying them.
I mean, regardless, they're gonna pay it, so
Okay.
need a motion.
So your motion will include those then, Dan?
Say that again?
Your motion will include the payment for the emergency snow removal assistance to those contractors?
Yep, go ahead and add that in there.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call.
Pillar,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Yes, I know.